Well, thank you everybody for chiming in here on the Zoom meeting for our first Longwood Council in 2 months or 3 months. I don't know what it's been. I think it's 3 months now, but we decided, to put this together via Zoom. So everybody's familiar with it now. So we're just, going with the flow and going with the times. What we're going to do is we're going to have Ken's going to talk to us and give us some information about conquering the chaos and things of that nature. When we're done with that, we were going to go into breakout rooms. If it's just us, we can stay in one room. If there's just this many, we'll be able to get through in one room. Although we have a little baby in the wind. Wendy's got a little baby. So that's what we're going to do. Just want to go over a couple quick little things. We obviously, like everybody, we hope that probably not in June, but hopefully in July we are back into the Longwood Center there and doing some stuff in Longwood. But again, we don't know, and we're just going to play it by ear with everybody else. Just wanted to go over real quick. Paul McNally, he is now our co-chair, and so he will be taking over the council here come mid-year. So I want to thank Paul for that. Haven't been able to formally announce that since we haven't had a meeting. And then Mike Savard with Citizens Bank. You see Mike in there in the red shirt. Wave there, Mike. He is stepping in for Becky right now because Becky is working on SBA loans and whatnot for the bank. So she is slammed and uber busy. And then you got Karen Corda there. She's on our council. And then Megan is on the phone down here in the bottom. She's on our council. So we also have Tom Kruger from Longwood, Karen Blankensee, the coffee, Keith Bertrand from Fairwinds, Paul and myself. I think that's it for now. I believe that's it for now. So as we move forward, we will be looking for additional council members. So if you're looking to get involved in one of the councils, we'd love to at least have you come to a meeting at some time and just see if it's something for you guys. Our June meeting, whether it's on Zoom or whether it's here, we have Christina with HR. What's your new HR place, Christina?
ACE Human Resources.
ACE, that's right. Yes, ACE Human Resources. And then in July, we have Kate Crockett with cybersecurity from EPCI. She's going to go over some cybersecurity stuff. August, we're going to do a senior panel. We got 3 different individuals from the chamber that work in some form or fashion in the senior industry. It's about just how to take care of seniors, how to set up senior planning and things of that nature. So that should be good for August. So that's just kind of the next few months that we have going. So hopefully July, August, like I said, we're back in, physical contact and back in the room with each other and actually can sit down and have a lunch with our Lunch and Learn. But as for that, I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Ken. When we're done with Ken, like I said, we'll break out and give everybody a chance to talk and say hello. And Ray, good to see you down there. And Ken, I'm going to turn it over to you.
All right.
And if you want to go to, speaker view. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Yeah, I've done 1 or 2 of these things before. So, hey, everybody, great to see you all. It's, in the old days, we used to say long distance is the next best thing to being there. And these days, Zoom is the next best thing to being there. But it's great to see you all. I just wanted to mention this is a 20-minute version of one of my 90-minute workshops. So here's what I'm going to teach you all in the next 25 minutes. And by the way, feel free to use the chat. I'll peek at it periodically. We're going to talk about how to conquer the chaos. And if you're not sure exactly what this is all about, you'll learn in a few moments. But basically, it's 5 steps I'm going to teach you in order to close more business, even in this environment. So let me know the struggles that you're having with marketing, for sure. Ask questions, and if you're not sure where the question box is, just wherever you've got that toolbar, the control panel, move your mouse to the bottom of the screen and you'll see a place where you can throw chat. Okay, so are you ready? Nod your hand, wave, do something. Let me know you're ready. All right, Karen, how about you? You ready? Yeah, good. Okay, so here we go. All right, I have a question. How many entrepreneurs do you know? Think about all the entrepreneurs you know. They may be friends or siblings or cousins, friends, parents, and many of them are struggling right now. The reality is that even before this, we've been living through an entrepreneurial revolution. And the thing is that revolutions don't just start on their own, do they? All around the globe, there's a burgeoning entrepreneurial revolution, primarily because of three things. One is corporate distrust. You know, if you have ever been on a corporate payroll and you see some of the things that go on, you start to wonder, you know, hey, what is this all about? Why are these people getting promoted? Why are these people getting laid off? There's general corporate distrust. The internet, you know, the internet absolutely has caused a revolution in business. So many of us now are highly dependent on the internet for our businesses. I was mentioning a few minutes ago that we had some landscape work here done last week at the house, and the landscapers cut the cable lines, and we were out of business more or less for a couple of days. So there's that thing going on. And then oftentimes we hear about the overnight success story, right? The entrepreneurs that overnight they became a raving success. And now we get to throw into the mix the pandemic. So the thing about corporate distrust is there have been things like scandals and shareholder fraud and greedy CEOs and the like. And just about everybody knows of a story, and could be yourself, that you were let go before retirement. I was let go from Motorola 20 years ago so they could save on pension costs. You know, if you're one of those highly compensated individuals, you got a target on your back. And the bottom line is corporate employees are working harder for less. They're questioning the long-term benefits. You don't have to look very far to hear that the airlines are cutting benefits big time. They're furloughing. If you're in the hospitality industry, everybody's been hurt. But it didn't just happen overnight, you know, and all these people are feeling jilted or burned and maybe taken for a ride to a certain extent. But I think the impact that the internet has had on business isn't news to anyone, but consider how information today is readily accessible. You can research new business ideas. You can test demand through online surveys and email. You can study competitive websites and find gaps in a market that you can fill for a profit. And small businesses on the web, they look big. With the website, advanced software, and a great market offering, you can beat the pants off a bigger company with just a little capital investment and no storefront. You just need the right technology, a great product or service, and the passion to do it, and then you're in business. And the nice thing too is that the marketplace really is global. Just take a look at eBay. That's probably the best example of small businesses going global. And today, you may not know that there are 25 million sellers on eBay. And on Amazon, a fifth of professional merchants sell more than $1 million of products a year. And then there's that overnight success story. We see story after story of entrepreneurs who go from the garage to the penthouse, it seems almost instantaneously, rising quickly to fame and fortune. But we see or really perceive benefits like time, money, control, and purpose in these overnight success stories. What we don't see is the chaos, that monumental struggle to build a successful business. And then it gets complicated even more, like now, when we get, you know, unfortunately, situations where businesses have had to close temporarily. And in some cases, that's going to wind up being a permanent closure, and that's really unfortunate. So what causes all of this chaos? When we look at the chaos of running a small business, there is commonality that all small businesses share. I know for me personally, I've experienced that daily chaos, and each day can be filled with its own unique form of chaos. So let's take an in-depth look at some of these top causes of the chaos and see if any of these are familiar to you as I talk about them. Who's guilty of this one? Wearing multiple hats, pretty much everyone, right? It means you've got more than one job to do, like 10 or 15 different roles. In addition to selling and marketing your products and services, maybe you have to manage employees, handle the overhead, budget expenses. That leaves you very little time for anything else, and you're constantly pulled in one direction after another. And by the time you have a minute to yourself, you're too drained to do anything more. And what's worse is when you're down an employee at a critical moment. Let's say you're a restaurant owner and the cook calls in sick. What happens? You wind up doing that extra work. So what often happens is you have a lack of central focus, and a lack of focus is almost synonymous with chaos. How often do we hear, well, I'll just take it a day at a time. Taking it a day at a time without a plan doesn't work. For every task you finish, there are 3 more. And all of your hard work and endurance never gets you out of the chaos. And the chaos itself usually creates even more chaos. And that can be overwhelming. But once you understand what that chaos is and what's causing it, then you can focus on how to conquer it. Maybe you're not sure how to grow, or maybe you are growing, but it's the wrong way. Maybe you're not sure how to or don't know how to, but you know it's a daily fight. You've got to find new customers every day by pounding the pavement, all the while you're continuing to try to pay your bills. And that means you have to find new customers, fulfill on services for those new customers, bill them, collect payments, and on and on. And as much as we love technology, that technology overload can be chaotic. We're no longer in control of our own data, and specifically email, as we're in a constant reactive state rather than proactive. And how many of you have checked your email at least one time since you joined this webinar? And how many of you have checked it 3 times? You know, you hear me talk about this a lot. We are addicted to email. And then there's social media too. That adds to our chaos. We're worrying about, did I post enough on Facebook and Instagram? And did I tweet? And was I on Yelp and other review sites? And am I addressing the comments? The list goes on. And there are too many solutions, too many business solutions, from billing to contact management to email marketing. But because your business is unique, how can you possibly be expected to know which solutions will work for you? Hey, for those of you who don't know me all that well, I'm Ken Countess. I'm a 40-year marketing veteran. I'm in my 20th year as an independent consultant, helping businesses of all sizes grow. And before that, I was a senior marketing executive at 3 pretty big companies, Motorola, Marriott, and a company now owned by CBS. And over the 40 years, I've helped businesses with all kinds of marketing solutions. And the Countess Group is now in our 20th year. We had our 19th birthday last month. So we are literally in our 20th year, and we represent lots of top branded companies. And our tagline is, we help businesses like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition by teaching you how to do targeted marketing. All right, now let's talk about ways to eliminate chaos. There are lots of them, but let's look at how nurturing your leads is one of the best ways to make a big impact. Did you know that nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases than those who buy immediately? So what does it mean to nurture a lead? You know, it's true potential in growing your business when you focus on lead nurturing. What do you think of this statistic? Companies that excel at lead nurturing generate 50% more sales-ready leads at a 1/3 lower cost. That's from Forrester Research. So would that kind of metric impact your business for the better? I suspect it would. So I'm going to walk you through 5 steps to lead nurturing value. And these 5 steps have varying complexity. They start with segmenting your list of customers, creating offers that convert, delivering and wowing your customers with a great experience, asking customers for referrals. And then number 5, the simple one maybe, is just to get started. So next I'm going to walk you through how these all work. Maybe you know how to segment your list, maybe you don't. But lead nurturing emails get 4 to 10 times the response compared to standalone email blasts. And when you speak to people as individuals and provide value that's messaged towards their unique circumstance and buyer characteristics, you build trust, authority, and then sales. The first step is figuring out who's on which lists. The real key here is to know that one size does not fit all. So let's take a look at 4 types of buyer characteristics. Number 1 is demographics. These are things like age and gender and location that help you target your offers. For instance, if you're a local restaurant hosting a girls' night out function, let's say in Sanford, back when we could do it, and we'll fast forward ahead to when we'll be able to do it again, you'll want to send a targeted message to women between ages 28 and 50 who live in zip code 32771. And then there's psychographics, information that provides more in-depth profiling on how buyers think and spend. Psychographic information includes things like music preference, brand affiliations, shopping habits, and spending patterns. And then engagement. Engagement includes details about when, where, and how the buyer engages with your brand. Buyers who score high are ready for the right offer. Those who score low need you to educate them more. They need a little bit more time. And then there's purchase behavior. Past behavior is a great predictor of future behavior. Every time buyers make a purchase, they're telling you what, when, where, and how they like to buy your product or service. If you use a customer relationship management software system, you can store and track purchase behavior that will help you identify patterns and then segment based on purchase history. So creating a fictional buyer persona for each of your list segments helps you to maximize your sales leads. And this is because you're able to create messaging and offers that are matched to your target audience. So maybe we have a buyer persona. Here's one example. Let's say you're selling business coaching services. I know we have a few chamber members that do that. So this is Frank. I'll call him Frustrated Frank. Frank is a 40-year-old accountant. He lives in zip code 32779. He purchased a couple of inexpensive ebooks, 32771, in the last 6 months, but he hasn't responded to a promotional offer you sent him. But he does open every email you send, and he even replied to a couple of your emails with questions. So who's got a guess as to why Frank is so frustrated? You can take a look more closely at his information to help influence his buying decision. So it looks like Frank is likely to be on the fence about starting a business. Let's say you were speaking at an event locally. You might send Frank an invitation to an exclusive pre-conference session about starting a business as a side hustle. You'd schedule the session at 7 p.m., a time that's convenient for Frank because you know he works during the day. And you could offer Frank a registration incentive, like a free time management ebook, and maybe an entry to win an Apple Watch. And after the event, based on Frustrated Frank's purchase behavior and engagement with your brand, it's clear that he's still not ready to buy. So you hold off sending him your post-conference Grow Your Business invitation and follow up with him after he's had some time to take in the information he received at the event and decide next steps. Because you don't want to be too pushy and turn him away after everything you've done to build his trust. That's one example of a customer persona. So if you're able to, try to segment your business that way. The reality is that 70% of qualified leads are not ready to buy when they first interact with your business. Additionally, 79% of marketing leads never convert into sales. And a lack of lead nurturing is a common factor in this poor performance. Let's move on to step number 2, and this is important. After segmenting your list of sales leads, you'll be able to identify gaps in your offers, develop new ones, and then send them to the right people at the right time, because an offer too soon or too late goes to waste. The trick is to develop personalized offers for each persona based on past behavior and the level of engagement with your brand. Now think about your segmented lists. Ideally, your offers should span across the spectrum of your segmented lists. Some customers, they'll buy everything you sell, while others need to test the waters or only need a particular product or service that you offer. Offers that build upon smaller purchases, they help reluctant buyers develop trust before opening up their wallets to make a big purchase. So to identify gaps, I recommend that you draw a simple table like this one to get a visual on what offers align with your buyer personas. First, list your offers and the cost of each offer from the lowest to the highest. Then, list your buyer personas. And then, place a checkbox in the box corresponding to the products and services that are purchased by each persona. And then the blank boxes represent gaps or opportunities for new offer development. And once you identify the gaps in your offers and personas, then it's time to fill the gaps. The good news is that you don't necessarily have to create a new product or offer a new service. So here are a few ideas to help you inspire offer creation. You can have a time-sensitive sale. You can offer a bundle of products and services and bonus offers, or reduce the price of an item for a few hours or a few days. Offer free trials or samples, maybe coupons and discounts. You know, people do love coupons. They make people happier and more relaxed. Really, no joke. So take a look and review the data from each list segment and identify any common offers that do a good job of converting sales leads into customers. Then review the offer that worked well and track the series of emails you sent that resulted in that conversion. Then evaluate the series and determine if there's room for improvement and if a similar approach can work with one of your other buyer personas. Lastly, just give it a try, test. You know, done is better than perfect. Nobody's going to hurt you if you try something and it doesn't work right away. Give it a try. Test out the process with a few of the people on your list and see how it performs. If it does well, the process you've created is a good fit for your ideal customer. And if not, take another look at the process and see where you can make improvements and give it another shot. Increasing customer demands add more pressure on small business owners, obviously. In a recent customer value outcomes survey, we found that about 70% of small businesses feel that customers are demanding more today than they have in the past. And if they're not happy, they simply choose a different provider for what they need, even if they have to pay more. So how do you maximize the value of each lead and win them over? How do you give them a reason to look back and notice you again and what you have to offer? Go above and beyond to solve their problems and meet their expectations so that they fall in love with your business. Have you ever visited a business without being welcomed or offered basic information? I know I have. And it often makes me wonder who's running the show and if they really want my business. Usually I don't go back after that. the organization loses credibility. So wowing your leads is all about providing additional value above and beyond what they expect. And you can do that simply by acknowledging them and helping them without being asked. Give them valuable information. Offer additional service at no charge. Be sure that you're responsive. Answer their emails and texts and social media questions. And in addition to welcoming customers and offering information, another way to connect and impress is to show you genuinely care. Add a personal note with each transaction. Maybe send flowers, but absolutely promptly respond to complaints and always say thank you. Referrals are powerful, but they can also be tricky. Did you know that 89% of customers say they would refer someone, but only 10% of customers are actually ever asked for a referral? Sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Create a referral program. Once you define the process, then put it in motion for your customers. And when it's up and running, you shouldn't have to put a lot of time and effort into it. Make it obvious that you value referrals. Offer refer a friend incentives. Send a survey after you deliver your product or service. Send custom responses after the survey. Ask your promoters. These are people who respond 9 out of 10 on a referral, on a survey. Ask them for referrals and make the process easy. Set the expectations early. Say, I hope to earn your positive referral, and offer incentives for referrals. Maybe a discount card, a gift card, a free product, VIP access to something you offer. Give them a shout out on social media. You can make it really simple. Ideally, you can ask your clients using an automated survey a week after a purchase. Ask them, how likely are you to recommend us to a friend or colleague on a scale of 0 to 10? And then once they respond, if they give you a 9 or a 10, send a thank you note and ask for that referral. If you got a 7 or an 8, add them to an automated email series so you can continue to stay in touch with them and build a relationship with them. And if you got a 6 or less, call them and ask how you can improve the performance. But ask for referrals the right way. Like when you're thinking about your friends and family, does anyone come to mind you think would benefit from my product or service? I'd really appreciate it if you would consider referring my business to him. But make that referral process easy. You can ask them to submit contact information via a web form. Send a link to be shared on social media. You can even just set up a copy and paste message that you can send and ask them to send that over to a friend. Or call the referred client or send an email requesting permission to send communication. And that prevents your emails being marked as spam. And lastly, step 5 is do steps 1 through 4. The time you invest here today will absolutely pay off when you get started. Take a small step. Start with your current list of customers. Define the offers that within your current products and services and deliver with excellence. I know that as a small business owner, it may feel a bit overwhelming to start. But by taking the steps that I've mentioned to you over the last 20 minutes, you can deliver that wow experience and grow your business. So set yourself up for success. Here's how to get started. I've created this Wow My Clients worksheet for you. And I'll send it to you if you send an email to me. Just ask me to send the Wow My Clients worksheet. No sales pitch. I'll just send you the worksheet. Okay, so you have my email address, I'm sure. You can look on the chamber directory and find me there, or send an email to kc@thecountessgroup.com. But finally, be sure you take time to absorb and practice what I've talked about today, and call me if you have any questions. I've got a question for you, and that is, what will your 2020 look like if you do nothing different than last year? I probably know the answer. We've all been impacted to some extent by the coronavirus. So if you're ready to take your business to the next level, take action. I've got 3 action items for you to do this week. It's only Monday, so you got plenty of time to get these done. Here's number 1. Take a look at your marketing. Is it delivering the results that you need to succeed? Action item number 2, visit our website. And when you're there, you can schedule a free consultation with me. There's no sales pitch. I know many of you on this call have taken advantage of that before. Also, sign up for our events. We do a webinar every single week. You can find them on our website. And action item number 3 is join my mailing list. Or if you were on it and unsubscribed, rejoin it. Because every week I send out tips on how you can be a better marketer. Just go to thecountessgroup.com. And also tomorrow we're launching an online class that'll be held every week. You can get details at thecountessgroup.com/easy. I just encourage you to go for the gold. I know we have time for some Q&A, and once again, if you're not sure where the Q&A box is, just navigate down to the bottom of the screen and the chat box will appear. My name's Ken Countess. I'm Managing Director of the Countess Group. We help businesses just like yours gain an unfair advantage over your competition with targeted marketing, and we're full service. We can handle anything you need related to marketing your business. Why hire us? We've got over 30 people with over 40 years of marketing experience. And if you like to do it on your own, that's cool too. We can coach you, or we'll do it for you. We can all get through this challenging time by working together. If you visit our website, you can find replays of the webinars that I've done. I did 42 days in a row that I just ended last week. You can get software trials free, no credit cards, schedule the consultations, and more. I just have one ask of you, and that is to share my emails and share my social posts and like my social pages. So let's carve out a few times for some Q&A, and in the meantime, while I'm checking out the chat box, here's how you can connect with me on social media. We're just about everywhere you are. And so let me see what we have here. Let's see. Let's see. Congrats on my anniversary. Well, thank you for that, Harry. Christina says, how do you discover psychographics such as the cars they drive, where they grocery shop, the type of phone they have, and so on? Great question, Christina. Here's how you do it. You send them an email. If you're using any of the email marketing services, whether it's MailChimp, Constant Contact, HubSpot, Aweber, any of them, most of them have some sort of a survey tool. If the one you're using doesn't have it, use SurveyMonkey. And just create a short survey. I'll help you with it. If you send me an email or give me a call, I'll help you build one. SurveyMonkey is free, and it's a great way to get some detail on your clients and find out what makes them tip. Maybe they tip too. I don't know. Let's see. What else? What's an example of sending custom responses after a survey? When you're using something like SurveyMonkey, I use Constant Contact, as you know. I also use Keep, I use Zoho, I use HubSpot, I use lots of them. But the way you can set these up is using automation. Depending on how they reply, you can have what you know to be a canned response created, but it gets triggered, that response gets triggered based on the type of response they gave you. So once again, give me a call. I'm happy to do a demonstration for you. No sales pitch. I just want to provide information to help you do a better job of marketing your business. Hey, for those of you who don't know, I do live events every week. You can find them listed on our website. And also we have replays of many of the webinars that we've done. That's under the events tab on our website. So sign up at thecountessgroup.com/events, but when you're on the website, there's a button, a drop-down menu just below events, and that's where you can play back the previous events. All right, hey, I think I'm done, and you gave me 30 minutes. I'm at 29:02. So Mike, back to you. Or Rebecca.